And so I don't know if I stated this, but so me and my friends decided to have a faction server. Uh, we're going, basically, it's nowhere near complete. I actually showed part of it in a previous episode. It's nowhere near complete, but I just want to show you all the bases that are currently under construction, and that's not including the ones that are going to be under construction once I get those people to join the server. But I'm gonna show you each of the current ones, and so yeah. I don't know where Cameron's base is though. But this is now also there's gonna be a backstory behind all of this. I'll make once I start the series up. This will not be under my random stupidity series. This will be under its own Minecraft faction series. But once once we have everything set up, everyone set up, because there's gonna be like 15 or so factions if I can get that correctly, 10 at the least. Even then, that might be a little too many. But currently there is, I think, 5 factions. So here is the current faction, starting with Nyx, which is named the Tidesman. Also, all of this is all of it is going to be filmed. When I'm filming, is going to be done in the Vikings texture pack, because I really actually like the Vikings texture pack. I think it's really neat. But here is Nick's base, also known as the Tidesman. I don't know why that's staying, but I'm currently basically just in a filming cinematic mode. His base is very, very small in comparison to the other bases. Yeah, it's called the Tidesman. Here, each person has to have a vault. So his vault's gonna be here. I know that at the bottom is gonna be his prison. So he doesn't have a lot currently, so then over this way, up past the mountain, you have to just keep on going straight until you see a beacon. And this is Jack's place. He is called the Mountain Men. This is his base. It's actually a really cool base. I think it's alright. I mean, it's impenetrable from gas, so that, I think. But, in here is kind of his trophy room, as well as, like, rooms celebrating the people he has treaties with. Currently, he has me, him, well, himself, and the Land of Peasants, which is Sean, which we'll be visiting next. It might take me a while to find Cameron's, because I'm not exactly sure where Cameron's is. I know Sean's is over this way a little bit. Yeah. Sean's base is right here. He's the Land of Peasants. He made a little hotel. He's also gonna have a coliseum of sorts. Cameron's is somewhere in the snowy area. His is basically just a little castle that is going to be the land of kind of, I think, lava, because we had made his is just gonna be like a section of the mountain men, and then there is gonna be a volcano region, but I don't remember where I placed that exactly. So, or never mind, I just found it. Okay. Yeah, I basically made this giant volcano. It doesn't look the greatest, but it works. And let's hope that nobody falls into the lava. Um, but somewhere around here is Cameron's base. It used to be that I could identify it by the fact that there was the Eye of Sauron right next to it, but now that's not here anymore. Since I destroyed that. But anyways, once I find Cameron's base, I'll show it. Um, this isn't supposed to be a very long one, but this isn't supposed to be a very long video. There's going to be a people of the marsh, basically of like swamp and everything. People of the desert. There's going to be people of the Deadlands, as I call them, but that's just the area with Posdal as the ground, which is I think over in that direction, because I know I'm in the north. I think that's southwest of my place. Yeah, my base is almost not almost, but is kind of in the center of everything. It's not where spawn is. Sean's spot is spawn. But if I can maneuver around here, I'm going to show you guys my base. Now, my base is the biggest out of all the bases because, well, I've been on the most, and so we'll start over here. I'm trying to show the least bit of it that I can, so as not to give away anything. The little kind of home for myself. This is my house with my pet polar bears. Now to move on to my base. We'll fall under real quick just to show the fact that there is a bunch of farmland that I made under here, but also there is a magma field that if I were to go into would drop my frame rates incredibly. Oh yeah, that really dropped my frame rates. But it basically slows down attackers that are trying to come, and they but over here is another entrance that was once there. Well, it is still an entrance. I can still use it. This is to get into the lower, another way to get into the lower area, which in hindsight was not a great idea, which that way it's a little more difficult to get into it. And this way it'll be a little more difficult to get in. But I did make a path that is kind of narrow, that is a little difficult to walk onto. Which, oh yeah, there is going to be a people of the End and Nether. I forgot to mention this. I will, I will show you my portals later. But, up here is my personal enchanting area and somewhat of a library. It's kind of small, but it works with enchanting and everything. Right here is the market district, a statue that is supposed to be kind of like the old king. All these guys for market and everything. We'll show off this area later. It's the what is it? It's the underground area. So over here is my portal, my end portal, my church, which I've actually looked at my church in the Viking pack, and it looks amazing with the cross and everything. So that's one of the reasons why I'm really using it. Nether portal, my bank slash like vault, jukebox area just because I want some music, my library, and also a neat little place to hide if I'm ever being chased, or I can just hide back here. There's supposed to be some, I think one day I'm gonna have like spawners with more villagers. Wait, no, that's towards the throne room. Not gonna show that yet. Now I'm gonna show off this area. Which starts off over here with my animal farm area, which decent supply of animals. Then there's my watermelon farm. Then my normal farm, which I'm gonna take off my boots for this. That way it stops just freezing the water. Potatoes, this area. Carrots for this. Wheat for this. I think this is watermelons. And these are beetroots. So, just a nice selection of plants and animals. I was gonna add some stuff down there. Because I'm not necessarily finished with this all. Especially over in this area. This is a kind of a shooting gallery for archery and kind of a shooting gallery of sorts, just for practicing range and everything. I mean, it's not meant for long range. But then there's my prison, which here's the warden's office, my office. Then there's this area, which is going to be the area for basically guards. this is the prison cell area. I know it doesn't look that great, but weights, more weights, treadmill, pool. That way they can't escape with the iron bars, because I'm going to go over the rules later, but prisoners are not allowed to use, like, they're forced into adventure mode. So each of the cells are not that big, but they don't have to be. As people who are in them are just prisoners. And I know there's a bunch of cells, but still, it's more for aesthetic than it is for just, like, kind of practicality. And then there's this also. I have a fully automatic turret system that circles the entirety of the base with harming 2 arrows. That way, if anybody comes through and they try to attack from all sides, I just have to fly up here. Or, well, I'm gonna add ladder system so it's a little more just legitimate. And then basically once you're up here, you flip the switch and it sets off a chain reaction which fires all of the turrets over there and all the turrets around here and everything, and around the back of the base, which is with the throne room, which the only way to get to the throne room is through this way, which I also gave this place a nice bit of lighting. But the only way to the throne room is through here, which is this area. Which you go down, skulls, which isn't supposed to be like cannibalism or anything, just kind of like the skulls of my enemies, or could be the skulls of those before me, and therefore, like, one day my skull will be up here. But my tribe is called the Frostwalkers, and I named the banners the Frostwalker Sigil. So yeah, these give me protection, and I think I have each of these set up for a different thing. Hold on, I'm gonna turn back on the HUD. And I'm gonna make myself not invisible anymore. So I'm gonna get some iron. So jump boost. And then speed boost. This is the defense, and then haste. And then just cover up any holes, or gaps, I mean. And therefore, I'm basically the strongest back. Um, but my base is pretty much the strongest base. Um, at the moment, it actually looks really nice during the nighttime, which, oh dear God, yeah, I set up a whole like light system for the rest of the base so that it has enough light during the day and enough light during the night. Um, you know, I'm gonna. And so, if I ah, damn. But but that's my base. Um, I can show you an aerial view, which with all the boosts, it's really a good base. But here's my base from the outside. I have fences surrounding everything, then webbing to surround it even more, my arrow system, my moat, so to speak, and actually, there's something that can crash my game if I do it. Okay, there's no daylight cycle, so it should still be. We'll set it back. So it's still basically nighttime. Um, so if I go around and basically just encompass my base, which my base is not the biggest, but it's rather large. And of course, none of this was really done in survival mode. No one is creating their base in survival mode. I think maybe Sean is doing most of his base, if not all of his base in survival mode. Everyone else is just doing it in um is doing it in creative. But yeah, this whole area back here is like kind of room for my polar bears. There's actually a village not too far from here. I just kind of want to cover up all this water. Which, if now I look up, you can see the entirety of my base, which is quite big. It's a decent size. I mean, I've seen people with homes this big, so. But all the way over here, not too far away, but a good distance away. is a village. So at least I'm within trading distance for more villagers. And if I want to, because when I'm ready, I'm gonna basically just when I'm ready, I'm eventually gonna explain all the rules. I'm gonna give the backstory, which is gonna be one entire episode. It's just gonna be backstory and rules and everything, and then we'll start off the series, which, when complete with everyone's base, ooh, that's gonna be quite a while. I don't know when I'll be ready, but I'll be ready soon. Well, not soon, but I'll be ready one day. And I was thinking about doing like a giant thing, but whatever. Well, I think this is the end of my video, so see you guys later.